Good morning. Today is March 20th in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And we are 1 degree Celsius and sunny this morning. And I want to talk about my experience with the Carrier product line that I had installed in my house in December. I had their top of the line ductless product installed. I have the Infinity series. I have 4 of these heads. They're called the Infinity heads and they put out 12,000 BTUs each. I have 2 on my main floor, which is 1,000 square feet. I have 1 in my basement and 1 upstairs. And I have 2 pumps that are outside the house, 1 on each side of the house, and each pump produces 24,000 BTUs. I must say, because I never get enough heat in the house, the pumps run 24 hours a day and are quite noisy. So not too sure what the neighbors think about that, because they're constantly going and you can hear them going inside the house also. So let's go look at one of the pumps I have here in my living room. And it is set at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I know I said it was 1 degrees Celsius outside. I'm sorry, I don't know the conversions. But usually in a house I like to have it around 71.5, 72. Unfortunately, even in this room with the heat pump, it's can never get to 70. It's always in the 60s, which is unfortunate. From what I read on the advertisements, the guy that sold it to me, what they told me is I would be sweating, that I could turn it up and it would make things too hot. Well, as you see, I have it set for 80. And it's been set on 80 for more than a few days now. I have the one in the basement directly underneath me also set to 80. So let's see what the temperature is just a couple feet away from it. And like I say, it's been running like that for more than a few days. So on the Carrier thermostat, it says it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And on the thermostat beside it, I'd say about 64, 65. So I paid almost $18,000 for this unit. My electrical bills right now are $600 a month. The noise of these things running full tilt every day, $600 a month in electricity, which is very discouraging because my house, I used to be able to make it a lot warmer with my oil furnace. As you see, these radiator light things, hot water goes through them. And I thought it was quite expensive when I was using the oil, because I was paying $500 a month for oil, and I'd be able to maintain the house around that 71, 72 degrees. And I was told putting in a heat pump would bring down my energy costs. Well, like I say, it's now getting near the end of March. I had them installed in the middle of December, and all I'm seeing is higher energy costs and waking up to a cold morning. And the terrible thing is, as you saw, it's 1 degree Celsius outside. When it gets below Celsius freezing, like -2, -8, these things work even worse. And my oil furnace kicks on to try to bring the heat up in the house, maintain the heat. So I think I have my oil furnace set for 65 is when it comes on to make up the heat. So on top of that $600 a month in electricity, and that's extra that I'm paying on top of these, I am still paying $200 a month in oil for the oil furnace that's running with these things. So much higher energy costs, and less comfortable house, because these units don't get the whole house. They really go by room. So I got a room here, a living room, this area, and then a dining room across. So it sort of heats up these two rooms, and the further you get away from this pump, the cooler it gets. And then on the other side of the house, there's another pump, and the same situation. So I feel very misled from their Carrier's advertisement, and I'm a little concerned with the Carrier product, because I go to other people's houses that have a Mitsubishi heat pump, or a Fujitsu heat pump, or an LG heat pump, and they're telling me a very different story. They tell me they can make their house as warm as they like it, and they also have far less BTUs. They think 4,800 BTUs for my house is a lot. So I have, since December now, it's been an ongoing issue with Carrier to explain to me why other people seem to be having success with these heat pumps and I'm not. I have hired 2 different companies to assess these heat pumps, because Carrier tells me they're working well, but I'm not getting any heat. So I had an LG installer come and look at them, and he says they should be working a lot better than they are. I've also brought in a Fujitsu company to look at them, and he says they're oversized. I got too much, and if he put in a system, he'd put in a smaller system and would create more heat than this. So I'm really frustrated, because I did not go with the cheapest quote. I went with the most expensive quote that I thought had the best warranty, and I thought I was getting the best product, and I was willing to pay for the best product. But unfortunately, I get this thing set at 80, and I wake up in the morning, and I think this morning it was 63, 64, and I've now turned on my fireplace to try to get some heat in here rather than turning up my oil furnace. So I just wanted to share my experience with this Carrier product, and hopefully this will give a heads up to other people that might be looking at a ductless mini split Carrier product, help them in making their decision on what to do, because this has been my experience and it has not been a very nice one for me, and after spending a lot of money, very discouraged. Have a nice day.